Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for the report from AEW Dynamite. And here's the man that has always been Dynamite, more Dynamite than J.J. Evans himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Final video for the night, April 17, 2024, 10:16 p.m. I'm really excited to say, though, the Red Sox finally won today. Now, he snapped like a 2-game or 3-game losing streak, thanks to the complete shutout performance by Tanner Houck. Rest that bullpen up. And Friday, the Rays are coming in. The Rays have been known to be very, very good. And kind of looking forward to see what happens when the Rays come into town. So I'm totally excited about that. So I think the Tanner Houck's performance, they probably motivated the Red Sox a little bit, despite what has been going on. This homestand has been very, very rough on the homestand's been pretty rough on the Red Sox. So I'm totally excited. That means tomorrow at the Popcorn Panel Podcast, it'll be episode 3 or 4, and I'm going to address the I'm going to address that performance by Tanner Houck and the Dugout Crew Podcast. Man, I get my podcast mixed up. I'm hosting the Dugout Crew Podcast. I think it was the 3rd or 4th episode. Gotta talk about that tomorrow, So, also, I got something to address on the Rant and Rave as part of a very important topic. Let's just say that my fandom of the WWE is coming to question. I will explain all that tomorrow as part of my topic. So, and I'm probably going to introduce a new segment as part of my topic. So I'm totally excited. But you're going to have to tune in tomorrow night on Rant and Rave to find out what I'm talking about. All right? So don't you worry. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Jon Moxley, and the AEW Dynamite is the final Dynamite before AEW Dynasty this Sunday. Pay-per-view. A lot of titles are at stake, in this situation. Jon Moxley kicks off as the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He defeated Tetsuya Naito for that championship, but Dynamite is taking place in Indianapolis, and he addresses the Don Callis family, which he's not very happy with because of the fact that they've been attacking Bryan Danielson. They're trying to weaken him up. Well, Ospreay wants a great matchup. Well, Ospreay, he seems to be objecting to what I don't know what the story is. But then Jon Moxley says he'll target them if they decide to target Bryan Danielson. We saw Mercedes Moné addresses the whoever attacked her and said that whoever it is was going to pay when they mess with Mercedes Moné. More money. But before that, now the mixed tag match was supposed to kick off, be the first piece of action. Adam Copeland, the TNT champ, teaming up with Will Nightingale to get against the House of Black's Brody King and the TBS champion, Julia Hart. But what happened was Will Nightingale was attacked in the back. But Adam Copeland was kind of worried about that. But the lights went out, and then when the lights went back on, Julia Hart was appearing at the entrance ring while Brody King was in the ring attacking Copeland from behind. The match was still going on with Copeland having to take on Hart and King by themselves. It seems like Brody King has been doing the heavy lifting in that matchup, obviously. But then Will Nightingale finally showed up, tagged herself in. And Julia Hart has to be in the matchup, but she decided to use Brody King's chain to knock out Will Nightingale, slap on the Heartless, and win the match. But the attacks continued until Mercedes Moné came to the aid, and then shook the hands of Adam Copeland. And last time those two interacted was they were in the WWE during the pandemic, I do believe. So there's that. And then Renee Paquette did a sit-down interview with Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe, it says he's basically determined to make sure Swerve Strickland does not walk out of Dynasty, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But then they try to do a bit. AEW's trying to do a bit with the Young Bucks and FTR, doing a montage between their history. But But the Young Bucks told Tony Khan to cut it out. Why are they telling Tony Khan what to do? Tony Khan's the one that bought the stinking company. He should be running things, not the Young Bucks. Yeah, they name themselves the EVPs, but Tony Khan, dude, this is why your company, the company is going down the crapper, or going straight down the Bemis, I should say. Why is that? Because you're letting the Young Bucks, the wrestling equivalent of Beavis and Butthead, to do your job. I mean, really. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these wrestlers leave AEW and figure, hey, the WWE's a lot better. And it is a lot better without Vince McMahon in charge. Come on. I mean, seriously. I mean, look at Triple H. I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Storm goes, if Tony Storm loses the title, I would not be surprised if she gets in a dispute backstage or behind the scenes, dispute with the contract, and saying, you know what, I'll head back to the WWE. I'll take my timeless gimmick with me. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. Anything is possible at this rate in time. But Tony Khan, you got to tell the Young Bucks, enough. Enough. I'm the man in charge. I'm the one that bought the company. I call the shots from here on in. That's what, you should start making a stand for yourself. Instead of letting the wrestling equivalent of Beavis and Butthead, if you add Dave Meltzer, he'd be the steward of the group. You know what I mean? Come on, seriously. Oh my goodness. No wonder why AEW is going straight down to Beavis, and I felt bad for the talent that's in AEW that's not involved in this situation. Anyways. And then they had the trios match of Daniel Garcia, Penta El Zero and Pac versus the Young Bucks and Kazuchika Okada, the AEW Continental Champion, the Elite. As you know, the Young Bucks and FTR will be battling each other in a ladder match for those vacant tag team titles of AEW. The Elite ends up winning the matchup, but then they attack Garcia after the matchup using the ladder before Pac chases them off. Chris Jericho and Hook in a meeting brokered by Taz, and Jericho wanted Hook to join forces with him to be on the learning tree, and all of a sudden Hook says, no. What do you mean, no? I don't want your help. But then all of a sudden, Taz is trying to tell him, hey, listen, Jericho, and Jericho's cutting him off. Taz is saying, listen, my son don't. He pushes Taz down and all that, and Hook grabs him and said, listen, you've gone too far. Get out of my way. And that is leading up in Dynasty to an FTW title match between Jericho and Hook. It seems like Hook felt like Jericho has made this personal. I digress. And then Renee Paquette gets an interview with Troy Strickland to respond with Samoa Joe had to say. But then women's action, Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa versus Mariah May. And Purrazzo ended up winning the matchup, but then Timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May attacked Purrazzo after the matchup. Thunder Rosa fights off Storm and May. But then the two ladies were arguing in the ring, meaning Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa. And then Mariah May grabs Deonna Purrazzo. They started fighting, and then Thunder Rosa and Storm went at it, and Thunder Rosa smeared lipstick all over the face of Timeless Toni Storm. This is going to be personal, as you know. The AEW Women's Championship will be on the line as Timeless Toni Storm defends it against Thunder Rosa. Also, the AEW TBS title is on the line. Julia Hart defends that against Will Nightingale. And then Renee Paquette interviewed the Bang Bang Gang, and the Bang Bang Gang said, you guys figured out what we wanted. I say a Dynasty title for title, both trios in the Ring of Honor 6-man championships on the line, winning team take winner take all. And the Acclaimed responded to that and said, we accept. Orange Cassidy took on Shane Taylor one-on-one. Orange Cassidy ended up winning the matchup, but Anthony Ogogo and Lee Moriarty decided to attack him after the matchup, but then there was no one to help him. Everybody's everywhere. The best friends had split up, so anyways, then I think Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal couldn't take it anymore. They tried to help it, and some hooded figure attacked him with a chair. It was Trent Beretta. You know what? If I was going to help Orange Cassidy, I would have grabbed the chair from Trent Beretta and whacked him with it. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's up with Trent Barrera. He's going cuckoo in the cabasa. Let me tell you. If he tried to stop me with a steel chair, I would have kicked him right square in the nads. The dude white dingle nut that Trent Barrera is. And anyways. But then Roderick Strong addresses Kyle O'Reilly. And another title match, the international title, will be on the line as Roderick Strong will defend it against his former undisputed era brother in the WWE, Kyle O'Reilly. So, there's a situation there. Then Claudio Castagnoli. Now, the main event is Claudio Castagnoli. Will Ospreay went one-on-one. Heck of a matchup. John Callis was joining on commentary. Ospreay won the matchup. And then Powerhouse Hobbs, Konosuke Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher were attacking Castagnoli. And then John Moxley chases them off. And as you know, in Dynasty, Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay are going one-on-one, bruv. And then Swerve Strickland comes out, calls out Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe comes out. Security was trying to separate the two of them. Swerve Strickland did the Swerve Stomp, knocked all of security out. They got, Swerve Strickland confronted Samoa Joe. They started fighting it out. And then Samoa Joe stood tall by hitting Swerve with a muscle buster. And that is all she wrote. Dynasty is going to be very interesting. We'll see what happens, though. Also, tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow we got the Dugout Crew podcast. I'll be talking about the Red Sox excellent win over the Cleveland Guardians. They shut them out tonight 2-0 behind the complete game shutout. First pitched in 2 years since Nate Eovaldi did it. And complete game shutout by Tanner Houck. Look like Tanner Houck's on something. He's giving Muscle some hope. So we'll see what happens there. Not only that, after the Popcorn Panel podcast, we got the Rant and Rave podcast where I'll address my situation via a topic. It's an interesting situation that happened on today's WE's The Bump. I'll explain. Probably a miscommunication. Who knows? Also TNA. I'll probably cover TNA. I'll do that. And then Friday. Also tomorrow I got Pressure Luck. That's right. I got to defend my title on Pressure Luck. Both versions. Because last week I walked out on both versions, the winner, the returning champ. Do I retain those titles? We shall see on that matter. But now, I bid you adieu. I'll see you guys later. And I will see you tomorrow. Dugout Crew podcast on the David 3000 Network. Check us out there. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, Rant and Rave at 8 o'clock on the Brandon Martin channel. Check me and my colleagues out there. And also, check out my videos here on my channel. Any questions you want to ask, feel free to comment, I'm at 270 subscribers, only 30 subscribers away from 300. The ultimate, that's my goal, my year-long goal, is to reach 300 subscribers by the end of this year. That means we got plenty of time. We're in April. Got 8 more months. No big deal, right? If I don't reach the goal by the end of the year, don't worry about it. I'm still going to go on with my show. No big deal, right? So, I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.